Hi, I'm very happy to see you here again. As you know, we are in a series of the making of videos. This time, I am. I really don't know what word to use. You may have already noticed if you have been following the previous making of videos that I keep repeating myself and the same adjectives and expressions. And yeah, maybe at this point you're already telling yourself the why should I watch any other video of this guy when he ends up saying the same? But I think I would like to justify it on the base that the selection of songs and areas that I've selected for this series are songs that I really like, and there are a couple of them that I had always thought of studying and singing them. So that's why I keep repeating myself on the beauty of these songs. And this time is the Morucha. If you had a chance, if of watching both the postcard that is postcard 7 and read the entry in the description of the video. I have already explained there that Morucha is the way the Spanish or the word Spanish used to refer to people who are brown skin. So Morucha, as it is feminine, it refers to a lady, to a girl who has brown uh, brown skin. And personally, I really like the word morucha. If I had been Spanish, I think I would like to use the word more often. However, in Mexico, you never use that word to refer to people who are brown skin, just like me, by the way. And I think Morucha is a very lovely way to refer to to the woman he likes, he loves in the song. But before we go into detail of that, we have to start, or I have to start by sharing with you what is how is it that I learned about this song? Where did I hear it first time? Basically, how I fell in love with it. And this time we have to refer to Luis Maria Bilbao. For those who are watching in Mexico and are over 40 or maybe 50 years old, are very aware of who Luis Maria Bilbao is. Uh, a tenor, not Mexican. If you want to look for his biography, you will realize he is not Mexican. And the important is not uh, where he was born, because my understanding is that he has been living in Mexico for most of his life, so it really doesn't matter where he was born. But the important part here is that Luis Maria Bilbao, unfortunately, by the time I started or I was in age to start attending concerts, operas, and recitals, it had already been a few years that he was not part of the cast of the operas at the Palacio de Bellas Artes, and it was somehow very difficult also to find a recital where he was actually singing. And and I mean we are, because if you are watching this, that means that you will have to the chance to do so. I will give somewhere around here in the screen. I will leave the link to a video, a whole video of the only, unfortunately, the only complete recital in that I could capture, because I remember I have seen him singing live maybe around 5 times, and the last time was this time in July 2007. So you will realize that we have the full recording there. I believe that by that time I already had a analog video recorder, and that's what I used for recording that amazing concert that he had. And I am pretty sure that the Morucha is one of the songs that you will be able to hear in that video. So if you have the chance, I really encourage you to go spend some time, very well invested time, in listening to the amazing, not only the amazing color of his voice, but the emotion that he always sings with. If I only had a fifth of the passion that Luis Maria Bilbao has, I would be very happy, but very, very, very happy. But before we get caught up in that conversation, how about we go listening to his version that I had very clear in my mind, even though I may have played it after recording it maybe 3 times for the past 14 years, but I have that song very well in my mind. And also, I have to tell you, remember, as I have done in the previous videos, that if for some reason somebody with rights or not complains or makes a claim around copyright for this song, maybe the following 4 minutes and 15 seconds may be muted from the video that is uploaded to YouTube. So if that should be the case, well, and YouTube asks for it, I will have to mute it. But if not, then let's all go and let's enjoy Luis Maria's l- render of this song. I also have to tell, as he's walking and talking before actually singing, loves to communicate very often with the public. That is one of the things that people loves the most, besides his interpretation and his voice. So we're still listening some background conversation, and there it goes. I will also follow it on the score, and the notes come right after that. Well, so this was the Morucha Divina Clavel Tempranero, and you may have already noticed because right before we go in detail on the actual lyrics and my thoughts on the interpretation of how it must be sung, before we go to that, you may have already realized that the words Luis Maria sang is a little different from what I have here on the screen today. And there are also a couple of changes at the end because he says Morucha Divina Clavel Tempranero, and he actually ends up here. He keeps the high note, and that's how he wraps it before, and a little different to what is actually written here, because it is Morucha, and you end up with the Morucha, and the Morucha is a triple P, which means very stuffed pianissimo. We'll go there in a second. But okay, also now that as I was paying more attention to this score that I got in the internet, of course, I I realized not only this phrase that is for the mezzo soprano Conchita Velasquez, not only that it is dedicated to her, but I already noticed that there are some handwritten, there are some notes. So I was thinking that maybe this was a music student, the one who owned it, and lately it was uploaded to the internet because I realized that there are some notes around, in Spanish, of course, it is a do sostenido, so if you don't speak Spanish, then you must understand that this is a C. Then we have the A, but it is weird that sometimes he uses here A instead of La, but here he uses Do. So, but what I like it here is that I remember that I had a music teacher who used to tell me that whenever you find a score that has some notes on it, it means that somebody took the time and love to study it and to make it his own. So when I look at these notes, I understand that that's what he or she actually did, studied it and learned about the notes. And I would like to imagine him or her maybe rehearsing in her bedroom or in the living room or somewhere in his or her home and studying this very beautiful song. So if you want to know about a little more about the author and all that, also please go to the notes of the video. Remember that is Postcard 7, but let's go now a little more in detail on what I actually like of this song. Well, I would like to say that actually I like everything. As I started studying it, and I have to say it now, this is in fact the very first time that I sing this song because there are many operas that I know by heart, but this song I was telling you at the beginning that I had the notes and the music in my head because of what I actually heard from Luis Maria Bilbao, but I have neither gotten or paid attention to the score and not even have rehearsed it with music. So, and you will also find a very funny note that as I was looking for it and a nice accompaniment that could match my voice and that would match the score that I had, I found the one that that is in the notes of the same video, telling you that what I found was a karaoke, and it's very funny for me because I never thought that somebody would actually take a very lovely song like this and take it to the karaoke. That tells us there is a good number of people who know this song, and that there is a very good number of people who likes to sing it. So that's what I liked, and that's where the accompaniment came from. And the nice thing about it is that it is a karaoke where they are telling you where to take where the voice starts and gives you the rhythm and everything that karaoke recordings do. And also very interesting that as that was the first time that I saw that the karaoke on that video, I found it very weird, at least for myself, as I am used to reading the scores here, with the lines for the piano and sometimes the full orchestra. So just looking at the lines of the vocals was very weird to me the very first time I saw that video. And I told myself that at least it's going to help someone, so nobody else is going to worry about anything else but following what is on the screen. So if you would like to follow that karaoke video, I would like you to go there because there is people who is putting a lot of efforts to facilitate it to more people. But now going back, because today I have talked a lot. Go to I wanted to call your attention to now to the notes on the mezzo forte, because my first thoughts, and maybe I should walk you through very quickly on how I actually do it. I actually sing it once or twice, like uh, and I don't want to use the expression in Spanish, and I am afraid I don't know it in English, because your voice or your throat, your muscles have to get familiar on when to read, how to keep the notes, when a note is high, when a note is low. Then as you do that, at the same time, you start studying on what should I emphasize, what I should be doing, what I shouldn't be doing, and that only comes after hours of studying the score. So when you realize that you have to start like saying, no sé qué tienen tus ojos que al mirarte me dan frío. I don't know what is it about your eyes that when I look at you, I feel cold or I get cold. Miedo me causan tus ojos y en tus ojos yo confío. I'm scared of your eyes, but in your eyes I trust. Your eyes are black like the night, negros son como la noche y más negros que mi pena. And even blacker, not sure if that can be a comparison, even darker than my pain, than my sorrow. But by just looking at them, means looking at their eyes, I really would like to die. Nena, I don't like the translation, baby. I would say, my dear. I would like to, so far, all this is referring to her eyes. What is it in your eyes that when I look at them, I feel cold? I am scared of your eyes, but in your eyes, I really trust. Your eyes are black or are dark as the night, and they are darker than my sorrow. But by just looking at them, really would like to die. Sweet lady, sweet baby. Morucha, you know the the girl of the brown skin, Morucha. Morucha divina clavel tempranero refers to a flower. I particularly like this phrase very much. And before I go on with the text, I would like to call to your attention that Morucha you start with a forte, but right after the Morucha, then you go to double P, which means pianissimo. And the effect, if the singer pays attention to that, you because the first things, and I still have one of the rehearsals, one of the recordings of that, and it is not the one that I uploaded because my first thoughts were around full voice all the time, and you go Morucha, Morucha divina clavel tempranero. Of course, I'm not singing very loud. It is very Friday morning, and I don't want my neighbors to be even madder at me than they are already. But if you realize when you sing it at the same volume, the whole phrase, Morucha, Morucha divina clavel tempranero, it's very different when you say Morucha, and you go softer, Morucha divina clavel tempranero, and the author plays with that combination. Again, look at this. Then he's putting all in cantarte, and then again as you go to the second cantarte, you not only go lower in the note but you go lower in the volume, so you go from cantarte, cantarte muy quedo, and it is very tricky because later on, I reviewed a couple of videos of other tenors singing the same song, and I noticed that nobody pays attention to this triple P, which is very, very soft, pianissimo. You see, and there is an explanation for that. Let me justify it for other singers. It is extremely difficult to have a note maybe above F, sometimes G, a note higher than that, and then go very low in volume. It is much, much easier to sing it full voice than do it this diminuendo in the voice until you reach the pianissimo. But not only, and this is what the author is telling you, that you don't have me muero, you don't have to like that. Me muero. Bocucha. It is not a triple P now, but it is still a P, which means you don't have to go full voice. So you have to say Bocucha de rosa clavel tempranero. And again, you see, you're going to forte, forte, and then again you go back to triple P. And that gives you a very good idea of how the author wanted you to express the emotion. It is hardly you will see that the forte, there are only a couple of times when he uses the forte double F, but there are much more pianissimi in there, and not only one P but two P's and three P's means you have this song is not to be shouted. This song is to be sung most of the time softly, intense but softly. If I am, I hope I can explain it somehow well. Maybe going back to my example, it is not that you are all the time full voice. Negros son como la noche. And my thoughts are that following the same reasoning, instead of negros son como la noche y más negros que mi pena, solo mirándome en ellos. I think that it has to be negros son como la noche, and I think that we have to go softer, even if there is not a note here that going to piano, and then you have to go like y más negros que mi pena, solo mirándome en ellos. And when you say quisiera morirme, nena, my thoughts are that it has to be sung as is the voice would giving the effect, or suddenly like disappearing, like with I wouldn't like to use the voice dying, but that's what I am using the word vanishing. You don't have to say nena, but nena. Those are my thoughts. Again, as I have shared in the previous videos, you may not agree. At the end, I would like to encourage everyone to go for this song, listen it from many other singers, if you please. And lots of thanks to Juan Quintero for having written such an amazing song. Thanks everyone, and hope to see you sometime soon.